Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Amy and I am here with a Dollar Tree haul, but if you know me and my videos, it's not going to just be Dollar Tree. It's going to be some chit-chatting and some other fun things that I want to show you. So I hope you'll stay tuned and have some fun. So first off, happy 4th of July, everyone. Well, at least those of you in the States. We did our 4th of July meal on the 3rd yesterday because Gabby has to work today and then she's going out afterwards. And so okay, here's a little truth talk. So I've done a video on my Moonjaro journey, and I've realized since I did that video that I probably could do a part 2, but let's just say sometimes you aren't able to get your prescription refilled in, well, no, let's not say that because we all know I'm lazy. So there are some times where I forget to put in for the refill in time to get it on the day that I need to take it, because my Walgreens does not keep them in stock at the store, but they can get them for the next day. So sometimes it comes to the day I'm supposed to take my shot and I've forgotten to put it in. Okay, so there's some honest talk, okay? So because of that, whenever I accidentally miss a shot, or I told you guys in my video that sometimes I schedule I don't follow the instructions. I'm gonna have to put a disclaimer on this video too. Let me just say my disclaimer out loud. I am not a doctor or a medical professional. Don't take anything that I say as advice or instructions for use, but any of that stuff. Okay, so I ended up waiting. My normal day to take my shot is Fridays, and I ended up waiting, and I ended up taking it yesterday, so Wednesday instead. And I could have just waited until tomorrow to get back on that cycle, but we're going on vacation next week, and so I decided to take it yesterday so that I could, if there are going to be any digestive issues from this shot, I can maybe get it out of the way before we leave on Sunday. But because of that, because it had been a while, well, like a week and a half since I had had my last shot, your ability to eat more food increases the farther away you get from your shot, or at least it does for me. And so I was actually hungry, and pork steaks are a big thing in St. Louis, maybe all of Missouri, but I don't know. I think St. Louis made pork steaks famous. So I was telling Jason, I'm like, I'd really like to have pork steaks. Now, I didn't want to grill them out on the grill, so we decided to do them in the air fryer, which actually turned out really well. For those of you that, pork steak, if you don't know, is just the shoulder blade that's been sliced into steaks. So it still has the bone in it. And so what I did is I cut up the pork steaks so that I could get the bone out. And then I cut them kind of I cut them like where the fat, where it like naturally would pull apart between the muscles and whatnot. So you have some bigger pieces, some smaller pieces. And so we did them in the air fryer. I have a Ninja air fryer that's got 2 baskets. I don't know what version or model or whatever it is. But so we ended up having to do 3 rounds, because you're not supposed, when you do them in the air fryer, you're not supposed to have them really touching, and the baskets aren't, incredibly big as it is. But I had found a recipe, I don't know, do you call it a recipe, online for air fryer pork steaks. And so I drizzled actually I have a sprayer, olive oil on them, and then salt and peppered them. And then I had some like smoky apple barbecue seasoning from Pampered Chef, because I used to be a Pampered Chef girly. Girly, is that what we call everybody now? That okay, so I used to sell Pampered Chef, although I wasn't any good at it, and I pretty much just did it so that I could buy the stuff for cheap. And I also subscribed to their spices subscription thing, so I've got a boatload of their little spice packets. So that's where I pulled that out. So anyway, actually I did the cutting, and then Jason did all the stuff with the spray and the salt and pepper and the whatever. And so then you put it in, and it says 8 to 12 minutes total, but we ended up doing, and you're supposed to flip them halfway through. We ended up doing, because it's pork, and I know now they say you can eat slightly pink pork, unlike back when I was growing up, you know, oh, you can't have any pink at all in the pork or you're gonna die or get worms or something. And so we ended up doing them 6 minutes, flip 6 minutes. And then I got some barbecue sauce, some like sweet bourbon barbecue sauce from Schnucks. And so we put them on a tray. I put the barbecue sauce on them, and then we broiled them for another 3 minutes per side. And they were still juicy, which was crazy because that seemed like a lot of cooking time for it, but they were really good, I thought. And all the juices had kind of came out during the broiling process, so then I kind of poured that into a bowl and used that as my dip because I like sauce more than anybody else. Well, anyway, I think I ate just about a whole pork steak myself with all the pieces, which is definitely more than I would normally eat now being on the Mounjaro. And we had salad, a healthy salad to go with it. And so that was fun. But now today I'm kind of regretting that life choice because I did take my shot after that. And so now things are kind of, but I still am glad that I got to do that. So anyway, that was a long story that didn't need to be that long, about what we did for our food. And then the kids like seeing the fireworks. I'm not really a big fan of that. So, and we have the season passes to Six Flags. So they went out there to swim and stuff. And I knew I wanted to film. Plus I need to start in on my laundry for my vacation and stuff. So yeah, so that's why I'm here. And they'll get plenty of family time next week while we're gone. And I'm hoping to do some antiquing and thrifting while I'm in Seaverville and Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg area. So maybe I'll have some stuff I can do little videos on while we're gone. All right, so all of that, if anybody is still here at 8 minutes in, let's do, since I said this was mostly Dollar Tree with other things, I'll show you the first Dollar Tree item I bought. So I bought this vase. I couldn't decide between this one, this tall skinny one, or the shorter fat one. Well, I went with this one because I thought it would take up less space. And as you can see, I'm starting to fill it with the game pieces that I'm thrifting. And so eventually, I guess once it gets all the way to the top, then maybe I will list it in my Etsy shop. And yeah, so I got this. This was $3. And I don't know if the big fat one was, I didn't look at the price on it. And our Dollar Tree, at least the one that I got that in, is still got stuff for $1.25, but they've started putting those red circles over the price tags, or not the price tags, but like the packaging says $1.25. So they've started putting red circles over that, I guess in anticipation for when they raise it to $1.50. What other company has raised their prices 50% in the last couple of years? Like, that seems crazy to me. So, but yet I'm still shopping there. And then I hadn't thought about getting one for the Scrabble squares, so I just pulled this out of the pantry for now, and maybe I'll leave it in here. It looks like I could buy several. This is only one game's worth of tiles, so I don't know. Scrabble's harder to find in thrift stores because so many people like the squares. So maybe this will last me a while. Or maybe if I'm smart, I just say this is all I would need, and once it gets to the top, I need to be selling it or something. So yeah, so let's do a couple more Dollar Tree things, and then we'll try to spread it out because I do have a lot of different things here. So I was on TikTok, they're talking about all the new viral craft goodies that Dollar Tree has, so I decided I would try to go look to see if I could find any of those, and I did find some. So you can see here's an example of the red sticker that they are putting over the, let's see if it, yeah, they're putting it over that. So some poor person has had to go through and put stickers over this because they can't, like, why can't they just finish selling out of their stock of this, and then once the new packaging comes out, it has a new UPC and it's for the new price? Like, I don't know, I guess it's work for somebody. But anyway, these are some of the new beads. These are kind of like a clay bead, polymer clay beads. I love polymer clay. I love the matte look, and so they had several different versions of this. I picked up all of the ones I could find, but I don't know if there's more out there. So I took a picture so that next time I'm in a Dollar Tree, I can compare to see if I'm missing some. So there's 3, and I'll have some more a little bit later. And like I said, with mine, they were still $1.25, but then Jason went to one across the river in Illinois, and they had already flipped to the $1.50 price range. But I think they're one of the ones that gets things early because they got the plus section before any of the others around us. So maybe they're like a trial kind of store or whatever. All right, so I've got a bunch of stuff here. Let's not do that yet. Okay, this is new from Walmart. I had asked Jason to find me something. You guys remember the old kind of cardboard accordion files? I was thinking they still sold those things, but they don't. Everything's kind of plastic now. So unless I could find one in a thrift store or whatever. But anyway, I was wanting something to organize my ephemera that is date-based, because I am going to be, when I do my Labor Day sale, I'm going to be having some items that have a customization option, and one of the things people like to customize is they like to give you dates in case you have any ephemera with specific dates like birthdays or anniversaries or whatever on it. So I was wanting to, and I know I could just use my file cabinet and file folders, but I just didn't want to do it that way. So we decided to get one of these, and it already came with the with these that I could tear apart. And then if you watched my video where I had what turned out to be a replica 1935 calendar, I took it off of its wire, and so here's January, so it's in my January thing. So, and fun note, this 1935 calendar is the same dates as 1991. I should look up to see what the next year would be that this would work. But I personally like the bottom of these. I mean, you cut that part off and it makes a great page in a journal. But these also happen to have other things on the back because it was a replica. So this is what I'll be using to kind of corral my date sensitive. And then this one came with 26 folder or pouches or whatever. So I thought about doing holidays as another thing, because I want to have kind of theme specific kits when I do drops around certain holidays. So I thought, well, I could have an Easter one, or a Mother's Day, or obviously a Christmas, Halloween, that kind of stuff. But I don't know now if I want to do that or if I want to use the other ones to create the miscellaneous ephemera kits. So as I find things, I can just stick them in those, and then once I get to 100 or whatever, it's a kit that goes up for sale. So I haven't decided yet. If you have any advice, let me know. But this, honestly, I don't know what we paid for it. I know when I looked it up on the app for Walmart, there was one that was 20 something, and then there was one that was 15 something. Hopefully this was the 15 something one, but I kind of think that might have been an online only price. So I don't know. I don't know what that cost. All right, let's do a couple more Dollar Tree. All right, so I got this. This isn't, you know, anything special, but I got one of these just to have for my hair, to put water in for my hair, but I'm gonna have to label it. I need to get better at labeling these water bottle, or these bottles, so people know what's in them. And then the other one I guess I can use for crafts. Specifically, I like to use these for when I'm coffee dyeing paper. Like, I'll dip the paper into the coffee to give it just an overall coffee look, but then I will put my stencil on it and then spray it so that I can get some kind of concentrated designs on it. So these are good for that. I can pour the coffee in here, and it's doesn't take up much space. So I'll probably take one of these on vacation, since I'm hoping to do some coffee dyeing paper when I'm in a big kitchen that has lots of counter space. And then here's some more of those beads, pretty kind of pastel purple set. There are 110 pieces in here, and like this one looks like it's got 3 colors in it. This one has more than 3 colors, so I guess it's just this one only has 3 colors. So I guess it just depends. But these will be, I thought they'd be nice. They're not vintage beads, of course. A lot of people put vintage beads on the side of journals, but I think they'll be nice for that too. All right, so then the next thing I want to show you is I saw somebody do this on TikTok, and it made so much sense to me because I have such a problem with this. I don't have so many purses. I have a lot of purses, but I tend to use the same one all the time. And this is my main purse. And when I did my favorite Temu items, this was one of my favorite Temu items. But, you know, part of the reason why, even though I bought all those like makeup bags so that I could easily change out between purses, that really hasn't worked for me. And so I saw somebody on TikTok, when they get home from work or wherever, they take their purse and they literally dump all of the contents out into a bag or a basket or something. Well, I remembered that I had this cute basket from FabFitFun. It was part of a 3-piece set that I got for free when I signed up for a year, and it's lined. It's like waterproof on the inside. So I made that my kind of dump all thing. Like, and here's my, oh, I should have shown this on my favorite Temu items haul, because this wallet, I love this wallet, and I'm not going to open it because I did that when I first got it and showed people my credit card numbers and had to go back and actually like fuzz things out. But yeah, so everything, I love this. This is from Norwex. I used to be a Norwex person too. See, this is why I guess I want to sell things, because I had fallen down the MLM trap a few different times, but I really like this for cleaning my glasses. But anyway, so you just dump everything out, and then the next day you pick out whatever purse you're wanting, and then you pick out the things that you want to put in that purse. So you can hear there's money kind of at the bottom. So yeah, so my keys, everything is in here. So hopefully that'll help me not lose my keys, because I'm not the kind of person that can just go and put them on a hook. Although my keys do have one of these kind of clips on it, so they are typically physically attached to my purse. But anyway, so there's that. So I have it on my calyx shelf now, and I'll show you a picture. But now I'm kind of excited, because now I might actually use some of those cool purses that I bought on Temu that were adorable, that I just haven't been using because but it's so nice to be able to just literally just dump out the purse, and then eventually I'll have to clean that thing out because it'll probably be full of receipts and stuff. But yeah, so I don't know, if you struggle with that like I do, maybe that'd be a good option for you. Now, I think I was going to show you something specific, but I have forgotten, I guess, now. Oh yeah, I was going to show you pictures of my an update of my calyx shelf, so you could see, because the next Dollar Tree item, all right, can I make this bigger? Okay, so this is, I talked about this maybe on my last video. I got a calyx shelf at Savers for 20 bucks. It's a 2x4 one that retails for $80 at IKEA. So I've started filling it in. So here you can see an insert. The insert we had found at a bins, and the insert, you guys, I didn't remember, because Jason's the one that had found it, and we had just gotten it with the hopes that maybe someday I'd be able to use it. It was $15 just for that insert. So, and I paid $20 for the whole shelf. So anyway, put the insert in. So then I found these drawer things that I'm going to show you in a minute that fit perfectly in those little cubbies. And then over here you can see that purse bucket that I just showed you with my purse, and then behind that is my Temu drug bag that I'm just keeping there. And then every week when I refill I had to get a new pill thing from the Dollar Tree, because the round one is very hard to, you can't open all the windows at the same time. And then down here are those plastic containers that I wasn't exactly sure what they were for originally, that I got at a Goodwill, that I'm organizing my cards in now. And then this one, which looks a little bit messy, is my work in progress stuff for my Etsy shop. So, and then at the very top, I've got that Sterilite container that I showed you guys that I found it's going sideways. And then you can't really tell, but on the top of that is where I'm putting the board games, because they're just only a little bit longer than that. So the board games from like the old vintage games that I'm picking up at thrift stores, and I'm going to turn into either bookmarks or tags or journal covers. So those are just sitting there. And then this little box I had gotten at a Goodwill, and it's got all of my toppers for my pair eyewear. And then behind that is where these things are sitting. So you guys, I kind of feel a little organized. It doesn't look all that great, but there's organization there, and that does make me happy. I wish I need to be able to do that with my whole life, but who doesn't? So, all right, so these are the little containers. I've taken the stickers off, but they were refrigerator containers from the Dollar Tree. So this one, I don't have them all filled yet, which is nice, but this one I've got some of my glasses. I should put my, another pair of, these are my distance glasses with my little Temu, I don't know what you call these, guards, so that they don't slide down my nose all the time. So yeah, so I've got my prescription glasses in one. And then in another one, I've been putting all of the game pieces that I'll be using as ephemera, or some people use these to make, I think I told you guys this, use these to make the little notebooks that you can put in your purse. So I'm going to be making some of those as well. And the boxes for these vintage games, I am breaking down, and I'm probably going to use like the cover of the box, that's the illustrated cover, I'm probably going to use as journal covers. But like the bottom half of the box is just white on the outside, or whatever color, and then it's just really just cardboard. So I can use that to be like the back of these things. So I'm going to be harvesting just the heavy, thick cardstock that those are from those boxes, so that hopefully there will be very little waste of these games as they get kind of repurposed and saved from the landfill. So yeah, so I'm just putting all the little, you know, like the money from a couple games and the cards. So that Clue game that I showed you guys, it did not end up having all of the cards. It only had 4 of the people, 4 of the weapons. There's supposed to be 6 of each. And then it only had 6 of the 9 rooms. So that was kind of a bummer, but it's still a cool piece. And then the other one that I have filled has got 1 by 7 inch paper scraps, because I found that there was, so as I'm breaking books down, instead of throwing away the scraps from the parts I don't want on the page, I saw that there were several other Instagram people that sell on Etsy that create like a whole bucket of this and then sell the strips for people that like to do collage and that kind of thing. So I'm trying to, you know, not waste anything. So yeah, so that, I really like those little buckets, and the fact that they've got the pull, you know, on it. And I can imagine, since they're for refrigerators, that they would also be really nice in refrigerators. Maybe for condiments? They're kind of small, slender, I mean, for a refrigerator, I think, but I'm sure someone's figured out a really good way to use those. All right, so next, I have started collecting these. Okay, so I like and have some authentic vintage product labels that were never used. And so now when I am, say I have a can of Campbell's soup, I'm trying to save the labels. They're brand new, they're not vintage. And so some of them, I'm not doing it with everything because I don't find them all like appealing. But these candy bars, I really like these labels. Now this one was, I wish I'd been paying more attention and would have gotten one that wasn't so crumpled. And we thought these were only available at Barnes & Noble, but I did find this one at the grocery store. So we're gonna try to go through all of these and try each of them, the different flavors that they have. So this one was Seaside Caramel, which was a dark chocolate with sea salt, and it was really good, but I really like the label. And then this one was Pigs and Taters, so it's milk chocolate with imitation bacon bits and potato chips, and it was really good, but it was a little bit on the saltier side than even this one was. But they're so pretty, guys. So yeah, I'm gonna start collecting these. And I was watching, I guess now, okay, so I used to sit and scroll through Temu, and now I really don't. That's really not any fun to me anymore. And so now I sit and scroll like everybody else through Instagram and TikTok, and somebody was doing their personal journal, and they were showing some of the layouts that they had. And one of the layouts that they had was the little, you know, if you have tea bags, not the tea bag part, but the little paper at the end of the string, they had a whole page of those. I was like, oh, that is so, I don't know why, I just love that. And they had a whole page of every time they would get like bananas or fruit or something that had the little produce stickers on them, they had a whole spread of just those produce stickers. And yes, it's junk, but it's a junk journal. So anyway, I thought it might be fun to have like a waterfall page where I kind of glue these in, and then I can flip. I might like cut this part off at the bottom since it's just where they had to, you know, stick it. And I don't know, I guess really this is the part of the label I like, but I don't know how much of it I want to like cut up. But anyway, so I'm thinking about starting getting, I don't know if I'll get a composition book, or if I'm smart, I will build my own. I got a, shoot, and I don't have to, so I got one of those mushroom or disc punch, single disc punchers, because I discovered that those can work with the cinch binding machine, not just discs. So I should, if I'm smart, build my own junk journal page by page as I decide of the things that I want to journal, and then just, you know, get myself a cover and then just add pages in. That would be a smart thing to do, right? So, okay, next let's go back to Dollar Tree. I picked up way too many napkins. One of the Dollar Trees I went to had a ton of different napkins that I hadn't seen before. And I decoupage old Reader's Digest book pages with napkins. And so I had found a watermelon one before, but then this one's a lime. And so there's 16 in here for a $1.25. And if you missed the video where I talked about that, there's a ton of YouTube videos out there that show you how to do this. It's so simple. I mean, if I can do it, anybody can do it. But you take a napkin, and some napkins, not all, but most napkins have multiple layers. And so you separate it out, so you just have this top layer, and then you have your piece of, you can see how you can kind of see through that, but you have your piece of paper. You put down some diluted Mod Podge or Elmer's glue with a brush. You lay this on top of it in whatever kind of way you want to do it, or pieces. You could, you know, cut out shapes or something and stick it down, and then you put another layer of the diluted Mod Podge or glue over it, and it dries pretty quickly, and it does curl the paper when you do it. But if you put it under a heavy book overnight, then it's totally flat the next day. So I have been in love with that. It's such an easy craft for me to do while I'm sitting watching TV. I can get I've got a plastic clipboard from the Dollar Tree that I put my paper on, because I'm doing the Reader's Digest book pages, so they're not big book pages. And so that way, if I get any of the glue off to the side, it just peels right off of the plastic one. So I got this one, and then these flamingos. I think I already have some flamingo ones, but I didn't have this one. So of course they've got their summer ones out right now, so you can find a lot of fun ones. And let me just do one more of those. This one is great. So this one I will really like, because I will probably cut out along this edge to put that on a page, and I really like that kind of look. Like, you could of course just put this whole thing on a page, but being that I'm trying to kind of make it look painted, I feel like this will be kind of a nicer look. But then you could still use this side for other things. So yeah. Oh, this one there were 25, and this one there were 18. Most of these were in like the holiday section, but I did find one, and I don't remember which one, but but I did find one in the party table supply section. All right, next I've got a eBay order came in. Most of it, okay, it's from, this was the little card that came on it, which I thought was really nice. It is, I guess their shop name is Fancy Vintage Finds on eBay. And it was just a set of vintage cards. I'm trying to, there's a couple of these that I have gotten out of my scrapbook that I bought. I haven't gotten very many out of that book yet because they were all glued down, and I've got to, I think I told you guys, I ended up cutting like around the cards so that it's just the cards, but usually there was one on the front and one on the back, and they kind of overlap, so I couldn't just cut them out. But I've got 2 of those cutouts that have the exact same 2 cards on it, so I'm gonna try soaking one of them since I've got 2 of the same and see how that works, because that's what I keep finding on YouTube. I've just been kind of scared to try it. But anyway, I got this little set from them, and I think they're just baby announcements, just cute little, oh, some of them were, maybe not this one, hang on, some of them are cards, not, okay, well, these are cards. They're all cards, but like these all open up, but some of them are more like, I guess, postcards. But where did those go? Oh, here they are. So like announcement cards. So yeah, so I think it was a set of 35 maybe that I got from this shop. So I think I'm done buying vintage old greeting cards, especially until I can get the ones rescued from the one book that I bought. But this is one that was really only connected like right here, so I could tear it off. But this one's funny, you guys. It was kind of risque for its time. Did it dawn on you this morning that you're gonna get well soon? And then gonna change those sick room moans and groans to a boogie woogie time. Then my absent treatments workin', and you'll find your sick room stay cut even shorter, honey, than your own brief lingerie. So that I thought was funny. There were a couple cards in there that were kind of funny. Now this album was to a woman, and on the back it says, Alice, lots of wishes for the most speedy recovery from the boys who play basketball for your pop. So that was fun. So, but yeah, for the ones that didn't have a card right behind it, I was able to, well, like this one, it was just connected up at the top, and so I could pull it out, and this was a cute kind of card like that. And then, but this one was completely, so this is the full page that it was glued to, so I just kind of left that there, and it's fine otherwise. But I know with stamps, because I've put stamps in water and they separate, but then they're kind of curly afterwards. Plus these would have pen, you know, pen, and I don't know if that would bleed or not, or even if this kind of print would bleed. So I'm just nervous to try that. but I think that's really going to be my only option to rescue those cards and reuse them. All right, next, let's go back to the Dollar Tree. All right, these were fine. These are some of the new viral supplies. Are these tiny little glass beads. And let me take, they were still $1.25. So there's a set of 6. Well, let's just do it that, because I don't know if this is gonna like open and all the beads pop out if I take it off. But there's 6 little wells of these seed beads, you might call them. And I got these, well, these would work, you know, in lots of crafting, but I got them to make friendship pins, like we used to put on our shoes in the 80s. So we had this green set, and then there's this kind of pink and pastel set. I don't know what colors these are at the bottom. They kind of look like browns or golds down here. And then there was this one, which was all pinks. So I don't know if there's more colors of these. You'll have to let me know. If there's more of these out there, because I don't really know how to tell. Like, I feel like not everything's on their website. So it's hard to know, and not every Dollar Tree gets all the things, as we all know, and my Dollar Trees in general stink. So I don't know what's available out there to me. This haul is so random, and I'm going all over the place, so I apologize if that drives you nuts. But I did order some more art glitter glue from Amazon, and look how it came. It came all kind of exploded. And so I put in for a replacement. I wish they were like Temu and I didn't have to send this back, but I do have to send it back. It's probably just fine. You could just clean it up, but I want one that's got all of it. But I put in for the replacement, and I just have to have this back by August 3rd, but I think they send me the replacement right away. And why did I do that? Because I'm going on vacation Sunday. This is temperature sensitive stuff. This glue in particular is temperature sensitive. So that wasn't very bright. I'm gonna have to ask my dad to, if the package comes after we leave, I'm gonna have to ask my dad to come and get it and stick it in the house. And I don't remember how much that costs, but that is my glue of choice when I'm crafting and I need a fine point, because this one did come with the little the tip, and it came with the pin that you can then put in the tip to keep it from clogging. So I've used Barely art glue before, and I like this one better than that for some reason. And I do have shoot, I can't remember what it's called, but it's a Fabri-Tac, I think. Fabri-Tac? Does that sound right, that you would use on fabrics? But I use it on thicker paper, and if I'm not trying to make a fine line because I'm making a pocket or something, if I'm just going over the whole thing, I like using it, and it adds some weight to what you're gluing together too, which is nice. All right. Then they've also got these like triple bead sets. And again, this is, I mean, these are not high quality beads, but they're pretty. I still kick myself for throwing away my entire bead collection when we had a flood. I wish I would have taken the time to wash them, because I was afraid, because it was sewer backup that had caused this. So I was of course afraid of germs and stuff, and you know, with beads you have all those little holes, so I was just afraid I would not be able to get them clean, and so I threw them away, and because I didn't want to just give them away and pass that on to somebody else. But you guys, of all the things they always say, when, oh, donate your stuff, you'll never regret it, I do regret that so much. All right, some books. I got these at the Savers, and they were ones that hadn't made it into my last haul. this particular series, these are both from the same series, but they're different generations. This is the one that I'm actually collecting for my own personal collection, this cover style. And let's see if I can tell what the difference is. Oh, somebody gave this to their mom for their 49th birthday. Oh, I just had my 49th birthday a half a year ago. All right, this is copyright 1987, which I wish they would say printing, like printing date, because it was originally copyrighted in 1968. So 1987, and then this one I feel like has got to be newer, more modern, right? And, oh, well, this is 1986. Originally done in 1980. So maybe this one's older and this one's newer? Aw. I don't know how to tell, because you know how it is, they put the copyright date in there, but that doesn't mean it's the printing date. Now this one's cheaper. I realize one's wildflowers and one's birds, my two favorite subjects. The wildflower one was $4.95 and this one was $5.95, so that also makes me think this one's newer. So I don't know, maybe I need to use my Google Chrome, but I don't think people in general know. If it doesn't say in the book, how do they know? But these are great because they're long, skinny pages, and they've got flowers on every page, and the back is text, so you don't ever have to worry about choosing which image you like. So there's a whole series of these that I'm trying to collect, but yeah, this is the one that I want. But both of these were $2.99, which is really a pretty good price from the savers. I mean, really, the only cheaper, I think, way you could get that is from the bins, and you just have to hope that somebody donated it to the bins. Also, one of the things that I got at Savers, I accidentally bought 2 of them, because Seven Plaza says if you ever see one of these books, you should pick it up. Well, I saw 2, so I picked it up. Now, it turned out they weren't the exact same, but it's these Reader's Digest books, and there's a whole series of them. I paid $7.99 for each of these, so that seems kind of pricey, but they're a pretty good book. So this is one, and then this was the other. So they're not the same. This one's updated, but I wish I'd gotten 2 of these because I don't like this one very much. So let me show you this one first. This one's got, it was copyright date, if that tells us anything. 1978. And so it's got nice kind of yellowed pages, and I'll do a page comparison. So I really like this because it's got the illustrated. It's I don't know, I just like this style better. But okay, let's do, this is page 293. So we'll look at page 290. The pages are all the same. I mean, they do match up exactly. But in the revised one, it looks like this, which is nice too, I guess, if you like the color, but I don't. I like the natural look better. And these pages are just a little bit thinner, and they have just a little bit more gloss. But it's still a nice book. It's just, I mean, yeah, so when I tear this up, I guess I'm gonna be hopeful that people like the colors in this case. So I will probably keep this one, because in my personal collection, because like I said, Seven Plaza indicated like this is a good series to have, but I don't know, maybe I won't keep it in my personal collection, but it'll just be, I mean, it's beautiful, you guys. It's such pretty illustrations because it's an illustrated guide. I prefer that to regular pictures. So yeah, I think I've seen these at half-price books before, but they're usually pretty pricey at half-price books, although $7.99 for a used book is still pretty pricey in my opinion. So my mom, I haven't talked about her yet. We are on caregiver number 3. So my dad requested a change after the first caregiver. For some reason, I don't know why, because I met the lady and she seemed perfectly nice, but my mom like would get upset knowing that this lady was coming. Like she would, you know, I think I told you guys she was like, she wanted to go hide under the bed. She wanted to pack up all of her things and move so the lady couldn't find her. So I don't know what was going on behind closed doors. But so he put in for a new lady, and that lady came once or twice, and then I suppose the caregiver can put in for a change too. I don't know what happened, or if that lady went and worked for a different company. I don't know. But so we're now on caregiver number 3, and we originally were having somebody come just 1 day a week for 4 hours, but with this change, Dad switched to 3 days a week for 4 hours because part of, I think, the problem, she needs to see this person more often, because even though she doesn't remember her, there's some part of it that at least makes it a little bit more familiar. So so the new person is a nursing student, and hopefully that means that she'll have some new ideas to try. But they successfully put some puzzles together. I mean, like kid puzzles. And so, knock on wood, hopefully things are going to go well with this new person. And the stories, you know, my mom's still really repetitive with her stories, but now they're kind of like, there were some stories that were exactly this, she told them exactly the same every time, and they weren't reality, because like my dad remembers the real story and her version is different. You know, it's like a dream version of reality. Well, now some of those stories that somehow she had been remembering, even though remembering them wrong, now they've kind of, some of her stories are kind of morphing together, which is weird. But, and she's still like the Rear Window kind of neighbor, where she spends a lot of time looking out at the neighborhood, not understanding why the people across the street have like weird things, you know. And so I don't know, I think that will just continue forever, and or at least as long as we're able to age her in place. But she's still really, really enjoying her chonker. I had the privilege of doing a sponsored video for chonker over a year ago, and chonker animals are really good for people with memory issues, and it's very true. So she still has her chonker. She talks to, she won't name it because she thinks it already had a name. Like, she thinks it's a stray cat, and she doesn't want to give it a new name because it already has a name, and it's weird. So so she doesn't really call it by name or anything, but she puts it on her lap, and she pets it, and she talks to it, and she tries to feed it, so its mouth gets kind of dirty from time to time. And she puts it on the bed when it's time to go to bed. And so yeah, and then there's a wall in their house that has the school pictures of all my kids, and then in the center it's got a baby picture of me, and then there's a thermostat. So it's like, you know, this little wall. Well, okay, I don't know how to explain this, but she it's almost like she thinks those pictures are them. So there have been times where she's wanted to take them off the wall, to take them on their walk around the neighborhood because she didn't want to leave them unattended. There have been times where she's told my dad that he needs to figure out like how to feed them. And so one time I just asked her, I said, well, are they talking to you? Because people with Alzheimer's hallucinate sometimes. She's like, oh no. And like that was a ridiculous idea. And I said, well, because they're pictures. Oh, I know. But then there's this other weirdness with it. And she's always saying how they're such nice kids and stuff. But yeah, it's like I don't even know how to, I guess like with a doll or a chonker, you can make inanimate objects seem real, but like at least with a chonker, it looks like a cat, it feels like a cat, but these others are like framed pictures. So I don't know, that's been kind of weird. There was a couple times where she was like acting like my dad was going to need to take them off the wall because they need to go back home so somebody can take care of them, kind of thing. And they're still on the wall, so I guess, you know, because she forgets that she's made comments like that. But yeah, so that's kind of the update with Mom. I'm still going over there on Saturdays while Dad goes to church, so I'm over there for several hours then, and I go over either on Wednesday, or this week it was Thursday because our air conditioner was being fixed on Wednesday, to sit with, you know, for an hour or so to just talk. It's more probably for my dad, to give my dad some company. But yeah, so anyway, that's the update on Mom. So back to the Dollar Tree. I got some of these. So my old pill case looked like this, only it was green and for pills. But I got these to organize like all these beads that I've been buying. So there's eight holes on here. So I think I was like these, this is not a permanent storage solution, you guys. There's no way that these wouldn't end up all over the floor if they were left in this. So I got, I don't know, 3 of these maybe. And I'll probably want more at some point because I think I've got more than 24 different, because like with the polymer beads, I'm probably going to separate them into their colors. So, but I was also looking, they have plastic tackle boxes at Dollar Tree, but all the ones we went to didn't have any in stock, because I want to get a couple of those to organize my cut letters, like magazine letters. So I'm still on the hunt for those to get restocked somewhere near me. All right, so some other things I've been working on. I still have more Dollar Tree. I realize we're already, I should break this into 2 videos so that I have content since I'm going on vacation. So maybe let's do that. Let's stop there and let's do some nostalgic TV trivia, and then I will immediately film part 2 of this. Yeah, you probably can't really call this a Dollar Tree video, even though it is, but it's so many other things. Does it ever just feel like a hot mess when you come to this channel? I hope you just have fun. We're just sitting and talking like friends. I don't have a lot of experience talking with friends because I don't have any friends, but I'm hoping that it feels like we're just sitting at the kitchen table sharing our lives with each other. All right, so nostalgic TV trivia, let's do this. All right, name Zorro's producer. Really? Henry Fonda starred in what series as a Los Angeles detective caught in the generation gap at home? What cartoon character's problems stem from his poor eyesight? Oh, that's funny, as I have to move my glasses so I can read the card. Okay, what cartoon character's problems stem from his poor eyesight? On what series was Gotham City Police Commissioner Gordon? Who portrayed Peter Gunn on Peter Gunn? Name the ship in Adventures in Paradise. Who played Annie Oakley in the Annie Oakley series? For what product commercial is Nancy Walker best known? Oh, man. All right. Name Zorro's producer. I have no idea. I never know if it's a person or a company. I'm going to say MGM. Because I don't know. I don't know what they're getting at there. Henry Fonda starred in what series as a Los Angeles detective caught in the generation gap at home? I didn't realize Henry Fonda did TV. So, I don't know, you guys. I'm thinking, when I think of Los Angeles detective, I just always think of like Dragnet or Policewoman or Cagney and Lacey or Chips even. And I don't think it would be any of those. And I don't know. So I don't even know. I don't know. So I guess I'm skipping that one. What cartoon character's problems stem from his poor eyesight? Well, I don't know because I'm not a cartoon person, but I'm going to say Mr. Magoo because I feel like I could see him like squinting around maybe. On what series was Gotham City Police Commissioner Gordon? Well, I'm going to say Batman, Gotham City. Who portrayed Peter Gunn on Peter Gunn? Is it possible the guy's name is Peter Gunn? I don't know. It's either Peter Gunn or it's Frank. Name the ship in Adventures in Paradise. I don't know. I wish that they had said name the ship in The Love Boat because then I could say The Love Boat. I don't know. Is the ship's name just Paradise? Like Adventures in Paradise, so the ship's name's Paradise? What kind of a show was that? Was it like a Love Boat or was it kind of like a Twilight Zone on a ship? I wonder. Who played Annie Oakley in the Annie Oakley series? Well, I feel like I just read something, because isn't there a song about Annie Oakley? Or was Annie Oakley a real person that they then made a TV show about? I mean, it would be an actress playing that, but I don't know. The person, I can kind of see their face in my head, but I can't think of their name. For what product commercial is Nancy Walker best known? Well, I do remember her being in commercials. She was Rhoda's mother on the TV show Rhoda, amongst other things. She was also the housekeeper on Macmillan and Wife, right? And then later Macmillan, when the wife was killed off. But what commercial? I feel like it was a cleaning product or coffee, but I don't know. All right, name Zorro's producer. Walt Disney. Okay. Henry Fonda starred in what series as a Los Angeles detective caught in the generation gap at home? The Smith Family. Well, that's awfully boring. What cartoon character's problems stem from his poor eyesight? Mr. Magoo. Yay! I had some Mr. Magoo stickers when I was a kid. I think I've told you guys that before. In my sticker book that sells for like 200, well, it lists for like $200 on eBay. On what series was Gotham City Police Commissioner Gordon? Batman. Who portrayed Peter Gunn on Peter Gunn? Craig Stevens. Name the ship in Adventures in Paradise. Tiki. Who played Annie Oakley in the Annie Oakley series? Gail Davis. Okay, well, I don't know who I was thinking of, but it was not Gail Davis. I don't even know what she looks like. For what product commercial is Nancy Walker best known? Bounty. See, I knew it was a cleaning product. All right, so how many did I get? I got Mr. Magoo and Batman, so I got 2 out of 8. I hope you did better than I did. Let me know in the comments below. And then one final comment before I bid adieu. I have a mailing list now so that you can get early access to sales information and freebies and that kind of stuff, like digital freebies. And as a thank you for signing up for my mailing list, and it won't be spam, I promise. I don't sell, who would I sell your email address to? I don't know. But as a thank you for signing up for my mailing list, because I do have a sale coming up on Labor Day weekend. I'm doing a huge drop, and so you'll have early access to that. But as the thank you, I created these digital seed packets from my company, Junk for Goats Seed Company. Well, my company name is Junk for Goats, but we had to do Junk for Goats Seed Company. So you get a set of 8 of these kind of vintage seed packets, which were super fun to create. And eventually these will go in my coffee shop. That's where I have all of my digitals for sale, if you're interested. And I do have some freebies over there, so check it out. The link for all of this stuff will be in the description below. But yeah, if you're interested in joining a mailing list, that would be your free gift for doing so. So thank you to my members. Where's my phone? Thank you to those of you that have subscribed and watch and like and comment, all those things. But let me take a quick minute to thank my subscribers. Oh, I'm already on the page I need to be on. All right, we want to thank Miss Mary, Julie, KT, Favorites with Laura, Miss Darlene, Hey Everybody, and Miss Pam. Thank you so much for supporting this channel with your finances, and I appreciate all of my supporters, whether it's, you know, all of you that just watch. It's great. I'm looking to get more subscribers, so keep that in mind in case you're interested in clicking that bell. But I hope that you have a great 4th of July. Like I said, if you're here in the States celebrating, and wherever you are, whenever you are, I hope you're having a great day. And until we meet again, take care of yourself. Bye.